So many of us are watching that TV show about Truman Capote and the Swans,
The feud.
the feud, and I at least have been startled by the size of the hair on the women involved there. Do you do that here? Have you always done it? Do people still want it? What's going on here? Are there trends?
Well, there are trends. We're starting to see hair getting a little bit bigger. Some of the shows that were in Paris actually showed big billowy parachute pants, and I thought that was sort of interesting and to follow suit because fashion dictates hair. You're going to see hair that's a little bit bigger and a little bit fuller, and it's sort of interesting. Going back to that Swan thing, we actually have people here that used to work at the Kenneth Salon, which is mentioned
Hmm.
in the TV show, which I thought was really interesting. And some of the clients that they do that are a little older do still wear their hair in that bigger fashion, which I think is sort of interesting. And now they're going to look really current.
Very
Well,
current.
and as a matter of fact, someone asked one of those stylists the other day about whether or not the bouffant or bigger hair is coming back in style. And he very quickly responded by saying, it never went out of style. And for many women, it never did go out of style. And now I think there's a resurgence. And we even see it, we see it a bit in Hollywood for special event, and we're seeing it for special events here as well. So maybe not on a daily basis for most people, but it's definitely back in style to some
And it
degree.
follows what the clothes are going to be doing because they're not going to be quite so tailored. They are a little bit bigger. I did think that some of the stylists got the hair wrong on the runways in Paris because the shapes were very voluminous, but the hair was very close to the head, and I thought that
You
didn't look
look a little bit like a pinhead, which
like a
was
bowling
not
pin. Yeah,
not quite the look you're looking for.
no, I don't think so. I think it should follow suit. If the clothes are big, the hair should be big. It shouldn't be that much of a difference between the two.
Now, I remember, for example, a show called Dallas, and I
Hmm.
remember the hair that resulted from that, and that was influenced by the show.
Mhm.
Is that where most of the influence comes from these days, as far as styles are concerned?
Well, a
From
lot of styles are celebrity driven, let's face it. I mean, when you see a celebrity wear their hair a certain way, then a lot of women flock towards that. But I think the older women get, the less likely they are to be influenced by things like that. They mostly set their own tone, and they have their own comfort zone and what they think looks good on them. So I think with the younger generation, they might be more apt to change that way and be influenced by something like that. But I think when women are a little bit more established, they go for what looks good on them, and they should.
do you have younger women coming in wanting big hair, a la swans?
Uh, not
Yeah.
yet,
Not
not
yet.
exactly
No,
yet.
not yet.
We had a couple of girls that want when they go out to, let's say, some sort of a party, they're going to dress a certain way. They would do that, but
Yeah, if
not
there's
as
some
a
sort of a theme or some sort of retro theme that could happen. But what is interesting is that we're just ending award season, and even if people aren't doing their hair like that, clients comment all the time about not just the fashion of the celebrities at the awards, but the hair. And I can say that the fairly unanimous vote among the clients here was that it was a bit of a sleeper this year.
And what does
There
that
were a few.
mean? That it wasn't wild and crazy, or that
It
it
means that there was
nothing
nothing
new?
that there was nothing that really wowed people.
yeah,
Yeah.
not outstanding.
Hmm. All right, I'm glad I wasn't invited.
Me too.